All right, let's get this show started.
Let's start today's news with Tom Aspinall responding to Stipe Miocic. A few days ago, Aspinall made an argument on Twitter stating that he should be the one to fight Jon Jones for the undisputed heavyweight title rather than Stipe Miocic. Aspinall expressed his frustration with Miocic's lack of activity, noting that Stipe's last fight was in March of 2021, where he suffered a second-round knockout loss to Francis Ngannou, relinquishing the UFC's heavyweight title in the process. Miocic later responded to Aspinall preaching patience by writing, "I've never caused a delay in the Jon fight. Tom, once I get this win, let's talk to unify the belt." To which Aspinall replied, "Why wait? Ready when you are, boss." Michael Chandler vows to retire Conor McGregor. The long-awaited bout between Chandler and McGregor has finally been announced for June 29th. In an interview with ESPN MMA's Brett Okamoto, Chandler shared his frustration with the long delay of their fight and said McGregor will pay for that in the octagon and he'll be the man to retire the UFC star.
No, there's definitely a certain aspect of that, revenge aspect, make him pay for the last year. You know, some of it was outside of his control, but a lot of it he created. I knew what I signed up for. I knew I signed up to do the Ultimate Fighter against a guy who was coming back from a devastating leg injury, and it could have been, delayed. But I didn't think it would be delayed this long, and all of that is just deposits in the bank of me just wanting to absolutely smash this dude. Now I want to stay within myself. I don't need to get emotional about it and fight outside of myself, but there will be an extra hint of satisfaction of, I think, ending this guy's career. I think doing something on the biggest stage I could have asked for, the stage I've been asking for and looking forward to since we signed on the dotted line for the Ultimate Fighter. And yeah, man, it's been a great career, and I still got a lot of gas left in the tank even after this. So I'm ready to dismantle this guy and then see what's next. Hopefully the title.
Henry Cejudo gets honest on Belal Muhammad's UFC title shot. Muhammad is still waiting on the UFC to confirm his long-awaited title fight against Leon Edwards, possibly on the upcoming UFC 300 card, although Triple C believes that Belal might be skipped yet again. In a recent YouTube video, Cejudo said that with the recent announcement that Jorge Masvidal was unretiring, there is a good chance that Muhammad could lose his bid to fight Edwards for the belt, as Leon vs Masvidal would be a much bigger fight. Hear it from Triple C.
I mean, as I said before, guys, the UFC's a marketing company. If he can fight somebody like a Leon, he's probably chasing for Leon, because right now, what he's thinking, UFC 300, you know what they're probably thinking? We're probably gonna exit out Belal Muhammad and give George Masvidal that 3-piece in the soda and give him an opportunity to eventually fight Leon Edwards. You know who wouldn't mind that? Leon Edwards. Why? Because I think stylistically, Leon Edwards feels that George Masvidal fight is probably a better matchup for him. Not saying it's an easier fight for him, but if I had to pick and I'm in Leon Edwards' shoes, you know who I'm thinking about? I want that 3-piece in the soda. If I'm the UFC, you know what I'm thinking? We get George Masvidal, our pay-per-view sales just gone up that much more.
Michael Bisping gets honest on Sean Strickland's trash talk. Last month at the 2024 UFC seasonal press conference, Strickland went after Gary for turning off his Instagram comments amid fan backlash regarding his marriage. Strickland also called Gary out for trash talking fellow fighters, but then not dealing well with criticism when it was thrown his way. Moments later, at that same press conference, Strickland found himself at the receiving end of what he considered to be unacceptable trash talk when Dricus du Plessis brought up Sean's abusive childhood. After all that, during a podcast appearance with Theo Von, Strickland said that du Plessis went too far by mentioning child abuse. However, Michael Bisping believes Strickland can't change the rules for something that he started. Speaking on his BYM podcast, the former UFC middleweight champ reminded Strickland that all bets are off with trash talk because he was the first to target Ian Gary's wife. Hear it from Bisping.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that it comes down to more about the individual. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily certain things are off limits. You know what I mean? It's like, what kind of person are you? You know, what kind of, you know, how far are you willing to go? Like, I would always talk about my opponent. And fair enough, maybe their coach or whatever, whoever kind of inserted themselves into the equation to a certain degree. You're not going to talk about people's mothers, children's, wives, whatever, because number one, they've got nothing to do with it, right? I guess the cornermen, if they insert themselves, they have got something to do with it because they're the cornermen, right? They're going to be their ringside and all the rest of it. But people like wives, etc., it's just how good of a person are you? If you're a shitty person, then maybe you'll come out with that stuff. If you're a decent person, then you know better anyway. You shouldn't need to say this. It's not that this is off limits. It's off limits everywhere. Well, if anything, there's one person where it is on the table. I would say that would be Sean. And again, I'm not talking shit against Sean. We're just looking at it, looking at the facts, looking at the data that has presented itself with a clear view. Well, if Sean's going to talk about people's wives and all the rest of it, then I guess, well, that's fair game, right? That's the game you want to play? Well, how about this?
Footage of Kamaru Usman sparring Ilia Topuria. One of the best mixed martial arts gyms in the USA, Kill Cliff FC, has posted a video to their Instagram stories of Ilia Topuria boxing Kamaru Usman. The footage was recorded in 2023 when Topuria was preparing for his fight against Josh Emmett. Check this out. Yadong is not happy with Sean Strickland's remarks about China. Strickland is known for making controversial comments, and over the past few months, he has made several remarks about Chinese people as well as Israel Adesanya, whom he called a Chinaman for carrying a Chinese flag during the walkouts to his fights. Recently, the UFC middleweight champ once again took a shot at China, writing, "China's biggest exports, plastic and COVID." These remarks did not sit well with UFC bantamweight standout Song Yadong, whom hails from Heilongjiang, China. Yadong responded to Strickland's tweet, writing, "Hey champ, I respect your skills as a fighter, but we should be talking facts, not baseless stereotypes. As athletes, we ought to focus on what we know best and avoid making unfounded comments. Let's set a good example, alright?" Time for today's top 3 memes. Third place was found over on Reddit and was posted by Cat Bean Soup. Second place meme was found over at Facebook and was posted by a user named Robert. And the top pick meme was found on Instagram and was posted by Conor McGregor. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.